सही। मीनू का मंगलाचरण अभी चल रहा है ना दिस मंथ?
नहीं, आज मेरा है।
आज 15 से 15। हाँ,
आज मेरा है। hers is over.
All right.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप सत्कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरून् श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखावितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नम ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भारती,
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा हेमा। मैंने वो लिस्ट फॉरवर्ड कर दी है तुमको।
हाँ, मैंने देखा मैं अपनी टर्न देख रही थी कब है मेरी। नहीं, यू हैव टू बी प्रिपेयर्ड ना, अब सीरियस होना पड़ेगा, बहुत हो गई मस्ती। अच्छा है बट इट्स गुड, हमें होना भी चाहिए, टाइम हो गया बहुत।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा विनू, क्या हाल है आपके सिंगापुर में?
बढ़िया, बारिश हो रही है।
तो बारिश तो हमारे भी हो रही है, फिर तो गुड़गांव और सिंगापुर में कोई डिफरेंस
हमारी
नहीं है।
हमारी नाम
हाँ,
मात्र होती है।
नहीं फिर अपने गुड़गांव और सिंगापुर में कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है।
नहीं पर
अच्छा।
पता है क्या, यहाँ बारिश होने के बाद गर्मी नहीं होती। गुड़गांव में
हाँ,
गर्मी ना, यहाँ गर्मी नहीं है।
यहाँ तो ह्यूमिडिटी लेवल बहुत हाई है इस टाइम।
तुम्हारा डबल चल गया है।
हाँ, मैं वो वाला ऑफ कर रही हूँ।
अंजलि आप घर से कर रहे हो, नॉट इन ऑफिस
हाँ
टुडे?
हाँ, नॉट इन ऑफिस टुडे, यस। आज घर पे कुछ काम था तो घर ही रुक गई।
हाउ आर यू हेमा, कैसे हो आप?
बढ़िया।
बॉम्बे में कैसी है, बारिश है?
जम के
है ना?
बारिश ही बारिश है। अब 2 दिन से थोड़ी रुक गई है, मतलब थोड़ी धूप निकल आई है, बट अदरवाइज पिछले 15 दिन पूरा सन, नो सन।
वो भी बहुत ज्यादा हो जाता है, टू मच।
हाँ,
समटाइम। पिछले क्लास में हमने 40 कितना किया था, 40 तक किया था
40
ना?
40।
40।
टुडे शी वनीता जी सेइंग कि 41 से खत्म कर देंगे, 47 तक।
हम्म।
Oh, sorry about that, ladies. Something needed my urgent attention at home. Yeah, can we start with the...
माता जी नॉट वेल टुडे?
No, I'm okay. Thank you so much for asking. Just they needed my help at home, so we have done till 40, and today we start 41. Correct? All right. We don't have YG today.
No, she is not here.
Okay, so who's volunteering? Who's going to read the verse? No one. Oh,
चले?
yes, please. And Vaishali, next one. Why is Vaishali quiet?
हाँ,
Vaishali,
okay.
you want to read?
जरूर जरूर।
Shall you want to read this 41?
हाँ 41 मैं बाद में ले पढ़ती हूँ 42।
Okay, fine. प्राप्य पुण्यकृतां लोकान् उष्विता शाश्वती समाः शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टो अभिजायते।
Very nice.
The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planet of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy.
Yeah. So, do you remember what we did last week? What did we do? And what was the summary of till verse 40? What was the message? Shri Bhagwan Uvacha. Krishna क्या बोल रहे हैं?
कृष्ण उनसे पूछते हैं कि what happens about an unsuccessful
अर्जुन
transcendentalist.
पूछते हैं.
हाँ, अर्जुन पूछते हैं कृष्ण जी से कि what happens a person who starts on the journey but is somehow due to whatever reasons not able to complete the journey. So what happens to such an unsuccessful transcendentalist? तो उस पे भगवान उनको ये बता रहे हैं about what happens.
No, in 40 he says something. No, what does he say?
Okay, so he says that a transcendentalist who this is guaranteed that because he started on the journey of Krishna consciousness, even if he is not able to complete it, so be he will never fall back with or will not meet destruction, either here in this material world or in the spiritual world. No evil or no harm will ever come to him.
Yeah. So that's good news, right? अगर आपने
Right.
5% Krishna consciousness किया है, in the next life, first of all, human birth is guaranteed, and you will start from 6%. That 5% remains intact. Okay, so he's continuing to elaborate on that point now in verse 41. What is he saying? Punya krita, prapya punya. Punya means pious work. So those who have done pious activities in this life, even if they are unsuccessful, after many years of enjoyment, they first of all they will go to Swarglok to enjoy their punya kam ka phal. And once that punya kam ka phal finishes, it's called kshine punye punah martya lokam vishanti. क्षीणे पुण्य मतलब पुण्य जब क्षीण हो जाता है, खत्म हो जाता है, मर्त्य लोकम पुनः पुनः मतलब दोबारा से, मर्त्य लोकम विशंति. So the destination is what happens to such a person is Shuchinam Srimata. When he takes a birth again, a human birth, either he will go to a Shuchinam's house. Shuchi means saaf, clean, Shuchi. So Shuchinam matlab kaun हुए? Anu?
Brahman.
Shuchinam matlab kaun हुए?
Vaishnav.
वैष्णव जो कृष्ण भक्ति में है ऑलरेडी.
Brahmins. They are by nature clean in habits. So such a person will take his birth either in a Shuchinam's house or Shrimatam Gehe. Gehe matlab jayenge. Shri matlab, what's the meaning of Shri?
A rich aristocratic श्रीमंत.
Oh, Anjali is now सबसे आगे पहुंच गई Anjali. Just by sincere attentive attention and revising, just the small little effort of revising the notes of whatever she's writing. Shri matlab wealth, opulence. Shri, Lakshmi ko Shri bolte hain. So Shrimatam matlab he will be born in a rich family. या वो ब्राह्मण फैमिली में पैदा होगा या वो रिच फैमिली में पैदा होगा. शुचिनाम श्रीमताम गेहे जाएगा. योग भ्रष्टो अभिजायते. भ्रष्टो, भ्रष्ट मतलब जो पिछले जन्म में भ्रष्ट योग, भक्ति योग, कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस से गिर गया था या अधूरा छोड़ दिया था, पूरा नहीं कर पाया, मतलब सिंपल सी बात है. So yoga bhrishto, one who has fallen from the path of self-realization, abhijayate, दोबारा से जन्म लेता है. कहाँ? शुचिनाम श्रीमताम. Good news. So it's a win-win situation. There is no loss. So ultimately, what is Prabhupada saying? That everybody has to take to Krishna consciousness. Everybody. Who does not want to get out of this cycle of birth and death? Right? So 41.
May I read it?
हाँ, अभी the purport.
No, 42. Acha, okay.
See, अभी तो हम 41 कर ही रहे हैं. Unless you want to finish the purport. Yeah. So yoga bhrishto matlab after living many days in the Swarglok, again you have to fall. Don't think that you can live there. So इस पृथ्वी लोक के 6 महीने इज इक्वल टू 1 डे ऑफ स्वर्गलोक, और ऐसे 100 वर्ष मिनिमम मिलते हैं, तो मतलब मिनिमम 10,000 साल तक आप स्वर्गलोक में रह सकते हो। वाओ, सो अपीलिंग। बट व्हाट हैपेंस 10,001 on the 10,001 day, what happens? Boom, you fall down again. Welcome to Mrityu Loko. So such a person, when he falls down again, he goes either to a Brahmin's house where he can start. Both these places are favorable to restarting his journey. इसलिए उसको ये दी जाती है ना? Where he can take his
Mataji, I have a question. One thing, like this, what thing we are doing? Like, for example, हम लोग का जैसे कृष्ण consciousness चल रहा है अभी, meanwhile हम लोग बीच में छोड़ दिया. For my example, like अभी कुछ हो जाता है and I drop this my consciousness. तो फिर जो मेरी next journey होगी, I'll going to begin from this time.
from this what?
Like if I leave in this between of my life, I leave my this Krishna consciousness bhakti अभी मैं यहाँ छोड़ देती हूँ. Like if I leave my body, by chance मेरी death कुछ भी हो जाता है mishappening, then I'll begin my journey from this way, from this point onwards, या फिर again like so.
Yeah, that's what we are saying, no?
Then I'll go to Swarlok. मतलब क्या? I'm asking afterlife.
After, so you will start. First of all, next life of a human life is guaranteed. Next body of a human
That's
body is guaranteed. कहाँ तुम जाते हो मुझे नहीं पता, हमें नहीं पता है. The law of karma is so complicated. It is not nice to ask anyone to predict what's going to happen to me. मैं कहाँ आऊँगा? We are not God makers here. We don't know, है ना? But 2% अगर कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस किया है वो 0 नहीं होगा, 2% ही रहेगा. और जहां पे भी दोबारा जन्म मिलता है आप 3% से शुरू करोगे, और यू विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम देयर ओनली, है ना? बट मटेरियल लाइफ में अगर आपने कुछ भी इकट्ठा किया है, पैसे इकट्ठे किए, नाम अच्छा इकट्ठा कर लिया फॉर वेरी गुड बहू, है ना, बड़ा ना, हर चीज इकट्ठी कर ली, रिस्पेक्ट इकट्ठी कर ली, एजुकेशन, जो भी आपने इकट्ठा कर लिया, सब 0 हो जाएगा. यू कैन नॉट कैरी एनीथिंग विथ यू. So why would an intelligent person waste time, precious time, in accumulating, in making a house on the sand? Next wave से ही वो सारा घर sand, water waves जो है उसको ले जाएंगी. Why are you wasting so much time on that? है ना? You'd rather invest in something that's never going to finish, which is shashvat, eternal. So this was 41. Yeah. So, yeah, in this way we can understand that these facilities are given by the Lord to us. Simply, He wants to see that we are sincere. That's all. This reward is being given to us for our sincerity. All He looks for is, He is not looking for perfection, but He is looking for your sincere effort to come back to Him. Fair deal, isn't it? Okay, next. वैशाली, yeah, after that, Anu, वैशाली ने अपना हाथ खड़ा किया था for the verse 42.
43.
Okay.
42.
अथवा योगिनामेव पढूं?
Yes.
अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम् एतद्धि दुर्लभं तरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्. Or if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom, certainly such a birth is rare in this world.
Yeah. Dhimata. Dhimata means very intelligent.
धीमान.
बुद्धिमान. So 3 words आपने देख लिए. शुचिनाम, श्रीमताम, धीमताम, है ना? अथवा योगिनाम एव कुले भवति धीमता. योगिनाम मतलब या डिवोटी हो सकता है, या मेडिटेटर हो सकता है, या एक बड़ा फिलोसोफर भी हो सकता है. है ना? All of them, what will they do? They will be born in their families. So चाहे वो philosopher है, meditator है या भक्त है, they are considered to be the highest members. Human society के ये सबसे highest members, because they are striving for the real purpose of life. But out of these three, Krishna is saying that the third one is the most fortunate. Who? Bhakti yogi, a yogi, neither a philosopher nor a meditator. But the third one is most fortunate, who has taken his birth in the family of a yogi. Why? Because rich family में अगर आप पैदा हुए हो, अच्छी बात है, you will not have to struggle for money and livelihood, you will have time on your hands, but you can become ghamandi. Or you can say, oh, I have so much money, let me enjoy. Misled हो सकते हो, है ना? So risk है, it happens, है ना? Oh, I have so much money, I have paternal property, I have royalty income, okay, let me enjoy. होगा ही होगा ये, because Maya is very strong, है ना? So they will become drunkards or prostitute hunters or rogues, Prabhupada is saying, है ना? Similarly, even Shuchinam, even if you are born in the family of a Brahmin, also you can take it for granted. Oh, मैं तो, you know, sinful life मेरी हो ही नहीं सकती है, मुझे पाप कभी लगेगा ही नहीं. मैं इतनी illustrious family में पैदा हुआ हूँ. You know, मेरे पूर्वज, मेरे parents, they are Brahmins, very pious people. So, you know, they also make a mistake and they can get degraded. This is what is happening to all the people who are being born in the priest families now, who are taking care of major temples all over India. है ना? उनके बच्चे, they are just taking this for granted कि ये तो हमारा family profession है, and because लोगों की इतनी श्रद्धा है in all these प्राचीन मंदिर, I don't have to control my senses or develop the qualities of a Brahmin, you know, or do austerity. I can just collect all the chanda and live off it. हो रहा है ना ये? So there is a chance of getting degraded in Shuchinam and Srimatam both. You know, there is a chance. But one who takes his birth in the family of a yogi, yogi nameva kule bhavati etadhi sudurlabham, he has a better chance. Why? Because a yogi is practicing. उनके घर में एक कल्चर है, एक ट्रेनिंग है of training the child and practicing Krishna consciousness, practicing yoga, practicing self-control. उनकी दिनचर्या, उनकी लाइफचर्या is so developed or so made that he has every chance of getting trained. Are you getting it? Being born in a Goswami family, Panda of a priest, or being born in a genuine Krishna conscious family, that is getting up every day in Mangal Aarti, chanting 16 rounds, following 4 regulative principles. तो उनके बच्चे जो होंगे वो भी यही सब देखेंगे, यही सब करने की कोशिश करेंगे, या उनको ट्रेनिंग मिलेगी. Correct? They are the safest. Therefore, Krishna says, etadhi durlabhataram. It's very rare that a man gets birth in the family of a yogi. And Prabhupada was one such person who was so fortunate that he took birth in the family of his father. Was, although a businessman, yet he was giving more time to his bhakti. Prabhupada used to say, anytime I would get up in the night, I can hear my father coming late from his shop and doing puja, ringing the bell, ding, 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 ding. So he's doing aarti all the time. And seeing his father, he was so inspired that as a small child, he told him, can you give me my own deities? So his father purchased a small Radha and Krishna, gave it to Prabhupada, and he started worshipping them as a 5-year-old child. And he said, whatever food I would get, I would offer it to them, and then I would have it. And then our father trained us to do Rath Yatra festivals. So as a 5-year-old boy, he used to collect leadership quality शुरू से ही थी, बचपन से ही थी. सारे मोहल्ले के बच्चों को इकट्ठा करके रथ यात्रा ऑर्गेनाइज करते थे. बच्चे, parents would help in supplying them a cart or whatever. और ये पूरी गली में रथ यात्रा निकालते थे. सब जगह प्रसाद बांटते कलेक्ट करते हुए आके अपने घर पे दोबारा से घूम के आते थे. This was their festival or their gameplay. And he said, I remember standing in the temple which was next to our house for hours there, hours looking at the deities. You know? So it's very, very rare to get birth in the family of a devotee. This is what Krishna is saying. So, yeah, he in this last paragraph of this 42, if you see, fortunately, both our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, and our humble self, apne bare mein bol rahe hain, had the opportunity to take birth in such families by the grace of the Lord. And both of us were trained in devotional service of the Lord from the very beginning of our lives. Later on, we met by the order of the transcendental system. So such people don't waste any time. You will start so early in Krishna consciousness. अगर आप devotee family में हो, बचपन से ही train हो जाते हो. So you will be able to finish your Krishna consciousness in that life itself. ठीक है? 43. अनु?
माता जी
जी.
वैशाली,
Yes.
ये श्रुचिना और धीमता में मेरा थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है.
Shuchi means Brahman.
हाँ,
And
तो वो भी तो ये सब करते हैं, वो भी तो भगवान को भोग चढ़ा के ही खाते हैं, वो भी नाम स्मरण करते हैं. थोड़ा मेरा कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है.
अच्छा, मतलब you're finding the asking me the
हाँ, थोड़ा
Brahman
सिमिलर लग रहा है मुझे, दोनों में सिमिलैरिटी लग रहा है दोनों में.
Brahman could be doing a karmakand activity also, but a Vaishnav is only working to please Krishna. A Vaishnav is only working, he is doing his sadhana strictly not for any materialistic profit. Brahmins could be doing for karmakand also, na? The Saraswat Brahmins hai, they are into a lot of karmakand activities, जिससे स्वर्ग लोक मिलेगा या liberation, liberate होना है, मोक्ष चाहिए. वैष्णव तो मोक्ष भी नहीं, मोक्ष is like poison to them. Vaishnavas are above Brahmins, है ना? Plus Brahmin family में जरूरी नहीं है, जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया प्रैक्टिकल, है ना, कि जो प्राचीन मंदिर है जिसमें आपको पता है कि लोग कभी भी जाना बंद नहीं होंगे, वहां पे चढ़ावा आएगा ही आएगा. ऐसे जो पंडे हैं उनके बच्चे जरूरी नहीं है ट्रेन हो रहे हो इन भक्ति योगा. they are considering it like the business, family business. अच्छा, फादर के बाद मैं गद्दी पे बैठूंगा, जो भी चढ़ावा होगा आएगा, उससे मैं अपना परिवार चलाऊंगा. they are not thinking about getting liberated from the cycle of birth.
ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है, भक्ति जरूरी नहीं है कि उनके मन में भक्ति जागे, बस उनका रूटीन सा हो जाता है. कर्म कांड है.
Chance definitely है, surely. If you do it sincerely as a Brahmin also, you can elevate yourself to a Vaishnav, but degradation का भी है chance. But Vaishnav
मतलब श्रीमताम से तो ये भगवान के करीब तो हैं एटलीस्ट. श्रीमताम ठीक है, भगवान से दूर ही होने के चांसेस ज्यादा हैं, लेकिन जो श्रुचि नाम है वो थोड़ा तो एटलीस्ट कर सकते हैं कि चांस है. धीमताम तो ठीक है, मैं समझ गई कि उनके लिए तो कृष्ण ही सब कुछ है, वो तो उनके पास है और भगवान के पास है ज्यादा. तो श्रुचि नाम का थोड़ा समझ गई मैं, आप जो कहना चाह रहे हो समझ गई. कर्म कांड से थोड़ा दूर हो जाएं तो वो कृष्ण के पास जाएंगे.
Sure.
हाँ.
I mean, if they take it seriously, both Shuchiram and Srimatam are set. Srimatam doesn't have to worry about money. If they don't have to worry only about money, तो कितना टाइम सेव हो जाएगा? रोजी रोटी कमाने में हमारा 90% टाइम चला जाता है. पूछो अंजलि से, टाइम ही नहीं मिलता है. every day office, सुबह से लेके रात तक टाइम ही नहीं है. She would like to do more. All of us would like to do more. टाइम ही नहीं है ना? अगर ये कोई बोल दे कि आपको इतना आपके बैंक बैलेंस में आ जाएगा विदाउट एनी वर्क, सोचो कितना टाइम हो जाएगा, कितना टाइम बचेगा हमारे पास.
लेकिन माता जी, जैसे आप कह रहे हो कि इफ यू बोर्न टू अ योगी फैमिली देन इट्स अ ग्रेट ब्लिस, बट प्रभुपाद के बच्चे तो आए नहीं.
नॉट ब्लिस,
इट्स सेम. अगर आप नॉट ब्लिस, बट अगर आप योगी की आप मतलब दिस इज गारंटीड कि नेक्स्ट लाइफ में अगर हमें कृष्णा कॉन्शियस फैमिली मिली तो हम वहीं से हमारा एलिवेशन चालू हो जाएगा। बट प्रभुपाद के बच्चे तो आए ही नहीं इसमें, तो गारंटी तो फिर किसी चीज की भी नहीं है ना माता जी।
So very good point you have raised. Like I said, sincerity is the price that you have to pay for any activity. आपको घोड़े को पानी तक लाया जा सकता है, लेकिन पानी पीना घोड़े के हाथ में, correct? So we can give you good, better, best, but you can even waste the best opportunity. It lies in your hands, isn't it? पर आपको हम बता सकते हैं, this opportunity is good, this opportunity is better, this opportunity is best. मतलब you have the best chance. कहने का मतलब है you have the best chance in a Vaishnav family. But उस chance को अगर आप avail नहीं करते, it's nobody's fault but yours. You can't blame कि आपको chance best मिला तो मुझे best automatically बन जाना चाहिए था. फिर आपका effort कहाँ है? What about your effort then? आप क्या करोगे सब कुछ बैठे बिठाए मिलेगा तो, है ना? तो हमें opportunity best मिलेगी, but
लेकिन हम अगर हम योगी फैमिली में पैदा होते हैं तो हमको ये अपॉर्चुनिटी को हम बेस्ट बेटर कैसे यूज करें इसका कोई गारंटी नहीं है। मतलब ये हम इसके लिए हम कुछ और अच्छे कर्म नहीं कर सकते कि हम अपनी अपॉर्चुनिटी यूज करें, इसकी भी हमें गारंटी हो जाए। समझे आप मेरा क्वेश्चन?
हिरण्यकशिपु के घर पे प्रहलाद जैसा भक्त भी तो आया, वो भी तो हो गया।
सॉरी,
जिसको लेना है वो लेता ही है।
हाँ,
हिरण्यकशिपु के घर पे प्रहलाद आ गया।
yes yes Anu, yes
नेहा, आई थिंक जो हमारे पास्ट कर्मास होते हैं, इफ दे आर पायस एनफ एंड वी आर दैट्स व्हाई born into a transcendentalist family, so that wisdom which we have earned from our past punya karma or doing bhakti, that will give us the future vision to move forward in bhakti only. अगर हमारा जो संचित भक्ति है is not, I mean, sufficient enough to further process it in the next birth, we may fall down, but if it is like good enough to carry it forward, तो आप उसी path पे आगे चलते जाओगे, and as you are matured enough in your bhakti, you will never look back or you will never fall down. This is what my take is on. I don't know I am right or not.
We have to ask Neha whether she got the answer to her question.
I got the answer, वो मेरे को पता है, but because क्योंकि my only thing is कि गारंटी जो है वो किसी चीज की भी नहीं है, वो सारा पास्ट कर्म कांड और सब चीजों पे और सिंसियरिटी पे तो वो है ही है, which is what the point is.
हरे कृष्णा, इसमें हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
हरि बोल विनती।
हरि बोल। मैं इसमें एक चीज बस बोलूंगी कि आई थिंक व्हाट आई अंडरस्टूड इज कि इससे जो हमारी इसलिए कहते हैं कि कुछ भी लॉस नहीं होता भक्ति में, कि ये हमें आगे फेवरेबल कंडीशंस तो जरूर देगा भक्ति के लिए ही। मतलब हमें ऐसी कंडीशंस मिलेंगी अगले जन्म में कि जो हमें भक्ति पे और आगे अग्रसर करें। हाँ, उन कंडीशंस को आप फिर से हमें एफर्ट फिर हमारा ही होगा। This is what I
yeah, thank you, thanks Vinti. I think Neha, you are trying to say कि गारंटी, आपने ये वर्ड गारंटी यूज किया है, आप शायद ढूंढ रहे हो कि आपको इसमें गारंटी मिल जाए। गारंटी तो किसी चीज की नहीं होती कहीं पे भी, because everything depends on your effort. We are, like I said, we are talking about good opportunity, better opportunity and best opportunity. We're talking about opportunities here, not guarantees, if that's what you are trying to take away from this. Nobody is saying, okay, born in Vaishnav family, never take birth again. No, nowhere have I said that. कोई आपको गारंटी नहीं दे रहा। We are waiting now to see आप क्या एफर्ट डाल रहे हो। आपको हमने बेस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी दे दी, नाउ इट्स अप टू यू कि आप उस अपॉर्चुनिटी का क्या बना रहे हो, हलवा या गतावा। ठीक है, so let's not confuse the best opportunity with a guaranteed opportunity. Only you can give that guarantee by your sincerity and your effort. Is that clear? Yeah, even a Vaishnav child can fall down, but we are saying it's your best bet. आपको minimum effort लगेगा, minimum time waste होगा, जल्दी शुरू कर लोगे, बाकी में time लगेगा, काफी टाइम वेस्ट हो सकता है, गुमराह भी हो सकते हो, बिकॉज देयर इज मोर प्रलोभन, मोर चांस टू फॉल डाउन एंड गेट कैरिड अवे बाय योर गुड by the good luck that you have. Vaishnav family में chances कम हैं. ठीक है? I think now you are convinced. 42 हो गया?
May I read?
Okay, yeah, sure.
तत्र तं बुद्धिसंयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकं यत् ते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन. On taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life, and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success. O son of Kuru.
So he's continuing. Krishna ये सब जुड़े हुए हैं verses एक दूसरे से, है ना? 43. So what is this facility of being born in this family? What does the Lord say? Tatra tam buddhi samyogam labhate paurva dehika. Matlab, he now begins to remember whatever he had cultivated in his previous birth. This is the big opportunity or big blessing of being born in a Vaishnava family. You remember, why do you develop taste? Because आपको अपनी पुरानी सुकृतियां याद आ रही हैं, अपनी पुरानी interests जो आप कर रहे थे पहले भक्ति in the previous life, वो सारी same taste उजागर हो रहा है. You can't just get taste suddenly in this life unless you have practiced it in your previous life. So you start remembering that. है ना? So Prabhupada says that I may tell you that those who have very seriously taken up to this Krishna Consciousness Society, he's telling his American disciples, they are not ordinary people. They must have had this cultivation even in their previous life. And now they are trying to revive. Because कैसे उन्होंने LSD छोड़ दिया? कैसे उन्होंने illicit sex अपनी girlfriends, boyfriends छोड़ दिए? और ये तो उनको कुछ दे भी नहीं रहे कि इसके बदले में I'll give you so many dollars or I'll give you a job. Prabhupada himself is depending on them for everything. उनके कहने पे उन्होंने कैसे छोड़ दिया ये सब? So the asset is there, है ना? मतलब he gives an example. Suppose I make my bank balance 10,000 million, है ना? But as soon as my body is finished, bank balance is finished. 10,000 million तो है, finish नहीं है, but somebody else is going to enjoy it. आपने अपना खून पसीना करके उसको इकट्ठा किया, you can't enjoy it. The moment you die, somebody else will enjoy it, right? So even though you may have finished only 10% of spiritual culture, there is no loss because you start at 11% from your next life. So we should consider that when we get such a chance for spiritual cultivation, even if it is 5%, 50% or 5%, let me finish the balance percentage in this life itself. Urgency honi chahiye. Like Neha said, koi guarantee nahi hai. Koi guarantee nahi hai. It should be our determination. Everything depends on two things. Utsah, three things. Utsah, nishchayat, dhairya. Determination chahiye, sincerity chahiye, or enthusiasm chahiye. I have to finish it in this life. Or you never know. Next life में प्रभुपाद की कोई disciple नहीं मिला, Krishna Consciousness Society अगर नहीं मिली, कोई guide करने के लिए नहीं मिला, we are lost. किसी मायावादी कहाँ पे फंस के हम पता नहीं क्या कर रहे होंगे. बहुत rarest of the rare opportunity है. So, Paurva Dehika. है ना? What is Paurva Dehika? When I have come to this point, it must be understood that I had some asset from my previous life. Therefore, Krishna is giving me a chance to make the next, finish the last line, the last mile. Somehow or other in my last life, I could not finish this job. But it doesn't matter. No need to cry over spilt milk. In this life, I'm not going to allow myself to miss this opportunity. This should be our determination as soon as we begin our spiritual culture. Paurva Dehika means according to the past life, he again tries. ठीक है? So Prabhupada shares हंसते हंसते कि मेरे गुरु महाराज तो हमेशा कहते थे, this world is not even fit to live in for a gentleman. जो gentleman है, सभ्य पुरुष है, ये उसकी रहने की जगह ही नहीं है, ये लोक जहां पे हम रह रहे हैं. This is a loke only for rogues and thieves. So what is a gentleman doing here, and why would you want to stay here indefinitely? Would you not want to get out of there? जैसे गलती से अगर हमें कोई prostitute के घर में डाल दे, supposing गलती से कुछ हो जाए, supposing, और कोई, you just open your eyes, you get up in the morning and find yourself in a brothel or a prostitute's house or maybe a casino. कितनी आप मेहनत करोगे, urgency दिखाओगे to get out from there? कितना करोगे आप? और you will say, अरे रुको यार, जब टाइम मिलेगा तभी तो जाएंगे ना, अभी ऑफिस का काम करना है, अभी खाना पकाना है, अभी जब टाइम मिलेगा तब निकलेंगे. ऐसा करोगे? ऐसा सोचोगे? सब कुछ साइड पे रख के बोलोगे पहले इधर से निकालो, सब बाद में हो जाएगा. That should be our mood and urgency. पर पहले वो उतना गंदा लगना चाहिए. हमें तो बहुत आराम से बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, हमें तो यहाँ बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. That urgency will come only when you start seeing it, this world, with a shastra chakshu, and you start getting disgusted at the nature of this world. Then that urgency will come. अभी तो हम convinced हैं कि नहीं, इतना बुरा भी नहीं है यार, सुख भी है, चलने दो, थोड़ा थोड़ा करेंगे. है ना? So this place is not fit for a gentleman. So yatate cha tato bhuyah samsiddhau kuru nandana. My dear Arjun, when he gets such a chance to revive his old spiritual culture, he automatically and sincerely tries to do it. How? पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव. अभ्यास मतलब प्रैक्टिस, पूर्व मतलब पहले की हुई प्रैक्टिस उजागर हो जाएगी, याद आ जाएगी. Because he has practiced it in his previous life, therefore only it is appealing to us. कुछ टेस्ट इसमें आ रहा है ना. कैसे आ रहा है? बहुत लोगों को नहीं आ रहा है, तो जिनको आ रहा है वो कैसे आ रहा है? Because of पूर्वाभ्यास. वो हमें याद आ रही है, that we remember something, some taste, the taste that we had developed in our previous. So it is just like, sorry, I have to take this call. Yeah, sorry again. So, पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते हि अवश्यो अपि सः. Which verse now?
44.
44 now.
पढ़ू?
किसी और को चांस देते हैं.
अच्छा,
आपने पढ़ लिया, वैशाली ने पढ़ लिया. Anybody else who wants to read verse 44?
और लास्ट वाला मैं पढ़ूंगी.
अच्छा ठीक है. 47 already. 44, 45, 46. 3 more verses to go. Vaishali, you go again.
स्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते ह्रियवशोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्द ब्रह्माति वर्तते. By virtue of the divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles, even without seeking them. Such an inquisitive transcendentalist stands always above the ritualistic principle of the scriptures. थोड़ा समझ गई, जो मैं पूछ रही थी उसमें से भी थोड़ा है ये.
क्या बताइए?
जो रिचुअल्स फॉलो कर रहे हैं, कर्मकांड, उसके भी परे भक्ति है, मतलब उससे भी आगे चल के भक्ति है. अगर वो योगिक प्रिंसिपल्स नहीं भी देखा तो भी वो अपने प्रीवियस लाइफ में जो भी बैलेंस लेके आ रहा है उससे अपने आप वो डिवाइन कॉन्शियसनेस की तरफ खींचता चला जाता है.
यस, या मतलब प्रभुपाद से इट्स लाइक फोर्सिंग. तुमने जो प्रीवियस लाइफ में किया है, यू विल बी फोर्स्ड टू टेक द रिजल्ट ऑफ दैट इन दिस लाइफ. तो अगर तुमने पुण्य काम भी अगर कुछ किया है, भक्ति भी अगर की है, यू विल बी फोर्स्ड टू टेक भक्ति इन दिस लाइफ. टेक इट. उसके बाद यू विल बी अ मूढ़ा टू रिजेक्ट इट, कि फिर भी मुझे, अगर आप बोलो नहीं मुझे नहीं करना है, यू आर द मोस्ट अनफॉर्चुनेट पर्सन. बट destiny will force you into a situation where bhakti is given to you. So nice, you know. Like Prabhupada gives the example कि आप लोगों ने इतने बुरे काम किए, sinful, so you were forced to go to the Bowery. Bowery was the place where all the hippies used to collect together. You were forced to go there. You know, वो उन्होंने the city of New York ने इस तरह से बना लिया था कि इस तरह के जितने हिप्पी थे उनको सबको पुलिस भी वहीं जाके छोड़ आती थी. सारे समाज के जो सभ्य लोग थे जो इन लोगों के आसपास रहना नहीं चाहते थे, वो भी जाके उनको वहां छोड़ आते थे कि आप यहीं जाकर रहे, है ना. So similarly, he is saying कि one who is pious, he is forced to cultivate spiritual life and make progress. Why? Because God is within you. सर्वस्य चाहम हृदय सन्निविष्टो, मतलब वो आपके हृदय में बैठकर डायरेक्ट कर रहे हैं. एज योर चैत्य गुरु, ही इज डायरेक्टिंग यू. गो देयर, डू दिस, है ना. मत्तः स्मृतिर ज्ञानम, ही रिमाइंड्स यू. अंदर से आपको रिमाइंड करेंगे, हे यू मिस दिस पॉइंट इन योर लास्ट लाइफ, फ्रॉम हियर, फ्रॉम दिस एग्जैक्ट पॉइंट, नाउ बिगिन फ्रॉम हियर, फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट बिगिन. इतना वो गाइड करते हैं. डोंट लूज दिस चांस. ही इज सो काइंड. कृष्णा इज सो काइंड. So you will get plenty of opportunity, and you have to be very mindful and not miss these opportunities, because they are not like अनगिनत कि वो आती रहेंगी. ऐसा नहीं है ना. Okay, so 45. Hema, you want to say?
प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु योगी संश्रुद्ध किल्बिष अनेक जन्म संसिद्ध ततो यति परम गतिम. And when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed off all contaminations, then ultimately achieving perfection after many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal.
Jai. है ना. So a person born in a particularly righteous, aristocratic or sacred family. Sacred मतलब वैष्णव, aristocratic मतलब श्रीमताम, and righteous मतलब शुचिनाम, है ना. शुचिमानाम, श्रीमताम, and sacred धीमताम. All these, you are born in either of these, he becomes conscious of his favorable condition. At least जो बच्चा in families में in 3 categories में पैदा होता है, at least he realizes his good fortune in this life when he sees other people, and he says that he becomes conscious of his favorable condition for executing yoga practice. कि मुझे कुछ special मिला है, at least अब तो मैं करूं. And then with determination, therefore, he begins his unfinished task. क्यों unfinished है? कैसे पता है कि वो unfinished है? वैष्णव
birth again. यही जन्म
The
लिया,
very
उसमें
fact that
finish नहीं है.
that he is here in this birth means he
हाँ.
has left something unfinished in his last birth.
Absolutely. है ना? नहीं तो आते ही क्यों यहाँ पर? Yes. So he completely cleanses himself of all material contaminations. When he's finally free from all contaminations, then he attains Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the perfect stage of being freed of all contaminations. So actually Prabhupada is quoting next chapter ka ek verse, abhi se hi, in this 6th chapter. After many, many births of executing pious activities, here is your answer also, Vaishali. Pious activities करने वाले भी many births क्यों लेंगे? लेते हैं. Because pious activities is also not the ultimate goal. So pious activities wale bhi, when they take many births, when one is completely freed from all contamination, क्योंकि पूजा लाभ प्रतिष्ठा तो ब्राह्मण के मन में भी होती है कि मुझे लाभ मिले, मुझे प्रतिष्ठा मिले और मुझे पूजा का कम से कम फल तो मिले, है ना? He is not free of these three, but a Vaishnav is. Now you understand? And from all, I'm talking about not a practicing Vaishnav like us. हम तो बिल्कुल मूढ़ा हैं. हम तो conditioned souls हैं. We're talking about Srila Prabhupada, our Acharya, our Parampara, and of course many disciples of Prabhupada, all of them. When they are freed from all contaminations and from all illusory dualities, one becomes engaged in the loving service of the Lord. Yati param gatim. Param gatim. Param gatim इसी को बोला गया है ना? ब्राह्मण गतिम को परम गतिम नहीं बोला गया. He attains the param gatim. Clear? 46.
तपस्विभ्यो योगी ज्ञानिभ्यो अपि मतो अधिकः कर्मेभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद् योगी भवार्जुन. 46.
Yes. You can read the translation.
A yogi is greater than the ascetic, greater than the empiricist, and greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi.
Be a yogi. See, सबसे ऊपर कृष्ण कौन बोल रहे हैं ये? श्री भगवान उवाचा. It's his verdict. मानना ही पड़ेगा ना? So when we speak of yoga, we refer to yuj. It comes from the root word yuj. Yoga comes from yuj. And yuj का क्या मतलब है? संस्कृत word है.
Connecting soul with the super soul.
Yeah. The literal meaning is to connect. युज का मतलब है जोड़ना. इतना ही मीनिंग है उसका. इसका मतलब किसी एक चीज को दूसरी चीज के साथ जोड़ने की बात हो रही है. कहीं पे भी योगा लिखा गया है ये सिर्फ एक्सरसाइज है टू गेट अ गुड बॉडी, अ शेपली बॉडी? नो. योगा मीन्स जोड़ना. क्या जोड़ना? किसको जोड़ना? आत्मा को परमात्मा के साथ जोड़ने की प्रक्रिया को योगा बोलते हैं. सोचो हम उसको कितना माइजरली यूज कर रहे हैं. इसी को तो बोलते हैं कृपणा. कृपणा मतलब इतना बड़ा कैपेबिलिटी है, कैपेसिटी है, लेकिन उसको अंडर यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं, है ना? कैपेसिटी इतना बड़ा है योगा का कि आप मृत्यु से अपने आप को बचा सकते हो, लेकिन हम उसको किस लिए यूज कर रहे हैं? बस just to have a good body. This is also called miserly. You are underutilizing it. So such a process named differently by various practitioners in terms of the particular method adopted. When the linking process is predominantly in fruitive activities, it is called karma yoga. है ना? मतलब जोड़ने की बात हो रही है. युज मतलब जोड़ना. So when we, जो भी हम कर्म काम जो भी हम कर्म कर रहे हैं, जब हम उसको फ्रूटिव एक्टिविटीज के साथ जोड़ देते हैं, उसको हम कर्म योगा बोलेंगे. फ्रूटिव एक्टिविटी मतलब कर्म करो फल लो, कर्म करो फल लो, उसको हम फ्रूटिव एक्टिविटी, और उसको हम बोलेंगे कर्म कांड. ये काम करो, ये व्रत करो, बेटा मिलेगा. ये जब तब करो, ये होगा. ये जब तब करो, कोर्ट कचहरी के चक्कर से बच जाओगे. दिस इज कॉल्ड कर्म कांड. ठीक है? दिस इज ऑल्सो वन काइंड ऑफ योगा. Then when it is predominantly empirical, it is called Gyan Yoga. And when it is predominantly in a devotional relationship, it is called Bhakti Yoga. है ना? Empirical मतलब seeing is believing. You have a philosophy, you practice the philosophy to see the results. जो सामने दिख रहा है, प्रत्यक्ष को प्रमाण है. That is empirical philosophy. By hit and trial, you arrive at a philosophy, that which works, that which succeeds. That philosophy. And Bhakti Yoga is connecting with Krishna, which is the ultimate perfection of all these. Next verse में बताएंगे. यहाँ पे उन्होंने उसको introduce किया. So here the Lord has confirmed the superiority of Bhakti Yoga. But he has not mentioned that it is better than Bhakti Yoga. You know, Bhakti Yoga is full spiritual knowledge, so nothing can excel it. Asceticism without self-knowledge is imperfect. Asceticism matlab tapasya. Tapasya karna without knowing the goal, without having full knowledge is imperfect. Similarly, empiric knowledge without surrender is also imperfect. है ना? आपने empiric knowledge तो ले ली, philosophy तो ले ली, लेकिन अगर उस philosophy ने आपको भगवान के चरणों में शरणागत करना नहीं सिखाया, तो वो भी imperfect है. उस philosophy का फायदा क्या है अगर वो आपको विनम्र नहीं बना रही, अगर वो आपको और प्रभुत्व का भाव दे रही है, that oh now I know so much. That philosophy is imperfect. Real philosophy will make you humble, will make you feel that your position is really very, very low and that you should try to become a servant of the Lord. Dandavat pranam. You should become horizontal, not vertical. That is real philosophy. है ना? अगर वो ये इससे आप अपनी बहुत सारे philosophers है दुनिया में, हर कितनी तरह की किताबें चल रही हैं मार्केट में, but if it is not making you prapannam, making you surrender to the Lord, it is imperfect. Okay? And fruitive work without Krishna consciousness is a waste of time. उसको तो imperfect भी नहीं बोल रहे प्रभुपाद. केवल eating, sleeping, mating and defending is a waste of time. Absolute waste of time. जितना आपकी गली के डॉग को मार्क्स मिलेंगे उतने ही आपको मिलेंगे. Same. Therefore, the most highly praised form of yoga performance mentioned here is yoga. And this is still more clearly explained in the last verse of this chapter. Dekho, we finished it in 1 hour. Yes or no?
योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ततमो मतः. And of all the yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion.
Same yuktatamo matah. Matah means is considered. ये मत है.
Opinion.
हाँ. यो माम समे. माम मतलब I, to me.
हाँ.
This is my opinion. In my opinion. Again, just see, he's leading by example. है ना? ऐसे नहीं बोल रहे ऐसा ही होता है. यही है. He is the creator of the world. So humbly he is saying, मेरा opinion है. Because why? Because the ball is in Arjun's court. He has to make the decision. Nobody can guarantee you a result unless you take the first step. So he waits for the devotee to surrender by his own will, not under any force. So he says, this is my opinion. Oh, and look at the purport of that. So, and here there is Shraddhavan bhajate yomam. The word bhajate is given. है ना? Yogi nam api sarvesham. Sarvesha, matlab of all the yogis, the one with great faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders loving service to me. He is united with me in yoga, and he is the highest of all. Bhajate again comes from the root word. The dhatu
Bhaj.
word here,
Bhaj.
bhaj. Bhajate comes from bhaja, and bhakti comes from bhaja, the dhatu word bhaja. So bhajate is the same as bhakti, and bhakti is the same as bhajate. Bhaja. And what is bhaj?
Doing transcendental loving service to the Lord.
भगवान का नाम स्मरण करना, भजना,
Bhajana.
glorifying his name basically.
It is devotional, yes, devotional service. It is work. Matlab, it is Krishna consciousness. So clearly he is saying, Shraddhavan bhajate yoma. Jo jisme faith hai. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also it's mentioned, Adav Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangha. First of all, faith. Shraddhavan. Shraddha kahan se aayegi? From your previous pious activities that you have collected from your previous births. Shraddha will not come otherwise. So first of all, faith. Faith has been described by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami as Vishwas. Faith. So Adav Shraddha, Pehle Shraddha, Tatha Sadhu Sangha. So faith is always followed by devotee association. Without devotee association, we are lost. So this is the conclusion, that of all the yogis, one who is always thinking of me, Shraddhavan. Because the beginning of any spiritual life is faith, respect. If you have no respect for Krishna, you have no faith in Krishna, you have zero chance, zero guarantee to advance in spiritual life or in Krishna. Therefore, it is said Shraddhavan. And then he says, Krishna also says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Matlab, unless you have faith, why should he consider to himself that I must be completely surrendered to Krishna? How can you surrender to someone completely unless you trust him, respect him, have faith in him? तभी तो आप अपना सब कुछ उसके ऊपर निछावर कर सकते हो ना. उसके लिए श्रद्धा चाहिए, deep faith चाहिए. So faith is the beginning, and to create faith, Krishna has described himself throughout the whole Bhagwad Gita. धीरे 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 वो आपको, he is revealing his form, you know, And once you realize the whole picture, that everything, he is the source of everything, of course you will, where else will you go? So one who is fortunate after reading the Bhagavad Gita thoroughly, he will have strong faith in Krishna. Again, if you are fortunate, guarantee nahi hai. If you are fortunate, the guarantee we have, we can give guarantee to ourselves by our effort. We are the only ones who can guarantee our future. If you have failed to achieve this status of faith, no question of progress. Because Shraddha means, yes, I will surrender to Krishna. Therefore, Krishna says, Shraddhavan bhajate. Wohi bhajte hain mera naam. And then Prabhupada says that we are giving this chance to the whole world by our propaganda and opening so many centers around the whole world. Why? To give Shraddha to the people, to give Krishna to the whole world. कि वो ये गीता पढ़ें, उनके अंदर 18th chapter तक पहुंचते पहुंचते श्रद्धा जागे. And then if the Shraddha is there, what is the next step?
Sadhu Sangha.
Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha. If you want to develop Krishna consciousness, you cannot do it alone. Neither can you do it with the existing people in your life who are very dear to us and our life revolves around them only. उनकी कंपनी में भी नहीं होगा. You need Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Koe.
कव मात्र साधु संग सर्व सिद्धि.
Hema. Yeah, thank you for that. So any questions? We have finished chapter 6. So I want to read this. In 1976, Prabhupada gave this lecture where he says that we can make our choice because Krishna always gives us the chance to make a choice. Yathechasi, yatha ichhasi tatha karo. Jaisi ichha hai waise karo. Whatever you like, you can do. So it's my duty because you have accepted me as your spiritual master. I am repeating my spiritual master's order. Prabhupada is saying, don't wait for another life. It's very risky. Maybe you will be given the chance of taking birth in a good Brahmin family or a rich family, but it's a chance. And there is a chance of again being spoiled. Don't wait for the next life. Isi life mein khatam karo. With determination. It's a very, 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 very rare chance. Don't think that Krishna consciousness is just an organization that you have joined. You just happened to join because you got the opportunity or baad mein kar lenge. You may never get this opportunity again. So finish it in this life itself. Okay? Hari bol. Any questions? Any realizations? If no questions.
Hare Krishna, can I leave?
Yes, you can leave.
Hare
Next class, we will have a test of the entire 6th chapter in the form of a quiz. So please read, revise your notes, go through the chapter, salient points. If you have any doubts, ask. But we do this after every chapter, so kindly. Okay? Who would like to make a quiz? What is that quiz that we play with? Kahoot quiz.
It is on next Thursday. Thursday quiz.
Yes.
Okay.
Next Gita class. You know? Before Janmashtami comes. And everybody please gear up for doing sevas on Janmashtami.
Okay, Janmashtami is what date?
19th August.
19th August.
And 20th is Nandotsav. Janmashtami doesn't end on 19th. It's followed by 20th when Nand Maharaj
So
gave a...
Janmashtami in temple will be, the Mahotsav would be.
So we couldn't hear what you said. You're breaking. Okay? And those who are not here, please take up sevas in your local temples in Pune or Bombay. But you must serve. This is only bhajate. Bhajan is this. Bhajan matlab seva. काम करना है. Okay?
माता जी मेरा थोड़ा बीच में कनेक्शन वो हो गया था, मेरी शायद आवाज नहीं पहुंच
नहीं
पाई।
आई, हाँ,
हाँ, जन्माष्टमी का जो वो होगा, महोत्सव होगा, वो शाम को शुरू होके अर्ली मॉर्निंग तक चलेगा, जैसे 19 को शुरू होके 20th तक, ऐसे?
नहीं, it finishes at 12 o'clock and next day you have to reach again.
अच्छा,
next day afternoon का होगा. Nandotsav is till afternoon.
Okay.
नंदोत्सव मीन नंद महाराज ने कृष्ण के जन्म के बाद फिर पार्टी दी पूरे विलेज को, which is called नंदोत्सव.
अच्छा,
है ना? So that happens and it actually we celebrate Nandotsav because Prabhupada appeared on the day after Janmashtami. So we celebrate Prabhupada's birthday the next day after Janmashtami. तो सुबह पुष्पांजलि होगी, भोग लगाएंगे उनको, उनका अभिषेक होगा, and then we will all have a lunch feast. Guru is bigger. गुरु का
जन्माष्टमी के दिन विशाखा माता जी का बर्थडे होता है,
हाँ,
और नेक्स्ट डे प्रभुपाद जी का.
Yeah, I was born on the evening of Janmashtami. जब वो झांकी निकली थी गली से, जन्माष्टमी की झांकियां निकलती थी ना पहले शाम को. At that time, that's what they tell me because I was born in my Nani's house in Punjab. Okay, so we end chapter 5, Dhyan Yoga.
6 end हो गया आज.
Yeah. क्या कह रही हो नेहा?
Chapter 6. You said 5.
What did I say?
Said
You
5.
said 5.
Oh no, sorry. Dhyan Yoga khatam kar liya. Now knowledge of the absolute. Now he's going to, remember we did first 6 chapters, last 6 chapters, and the middle 6 chapters. Remember we did how it is divided into 6 chapters. First, जैसे प्रभुपाद says, जैसे book hard cover book है, ऊपर का cover hard है, नीचे का cover hard है. First 6 chapters are the first cover. Last 6 chapters are नीचे का cover. जो बीच के 6 chapters and that's the meat of the book. The real message of the book is in, so Bhakti Yoga is in the middle. 7th onwards. अब तक कृष्णा ने पहले धीरे धीरे introduce किया and then now when he finally said Bhakti Yoga is the best. Now from 7th onward he is going to declare boldly about himself. अभी तक तो अपने बारे में नहीं बोल रहे थे कि मैं कौन हूँ. And he was allowing Arjun to make that discovery. Now he is going to talk about the knowledge of the absolute. Who is the absolute? The absolute himself is speaking about the knowledge of himself. Yeah. So first 6 chapters are Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Middle 6 chapters are Bhakti Yoga. All right. Hari Bol. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnav ki jai. Thank you so much for coming for class. All the best for your...
Thousand film directed by Dharmesh Darshan.